This book right here, I promise you, I won't make any promises. This book changed the game for me, okay? It's The One Thing by Gary Keller, okay? And it's essentially about cutting out all the clutter, the nonsense that we go through on a day-to-day basis with our to-do lists and everything else we've got to get done. But it flips that on its head and it's like, okay, what is the one thing we can do that by doing that one thing, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary in achieving the goal that we're trying to achieve. So what's the one thing, what's one step you could take? And you can break this question down into many ways. That could be, what's the one thing, if you could achieve one thing this year in 2020, what would that be? You know, what one thing could you do that by doing it, everything else will become easier? And then you can break it down into like, okay, so based on that, what's one thing I could do that by doing it would make achieving that 1 year goal easier in the next 90 days, okay? Then you set that 90-day goal. And then once you've got the 90-day goal, you can be like, what's the one thing I can do in the next 30 days, in the next month, that will make it that much easier achieving the 90-day goal? And you can keep going down. But the power of this, I find, is when I'm stuck, or when I'm at a plateau, I'll ask this question to myself. I'll be like, what's the one thing I can do today that, like, now? Sometimes you just find yourself in a loop of not doing anything, and then you're like, what's the one thing I can do now that's gonna get me the result? That's gonna, or not even necessarily the result, that's gonna make everything easier. Sometimes it will be easier. My question would then flip to, who's the one person I can call or meet up with that by meeting up or calling that person, everything else is going to be easier? There's some people I've met that have given me more work than the majority of people combined. That's just how it works. So, yeah, 80-20 rule, Pareto principle. You know, the idea that 80% of our results is given by 20% of the things that we actually do. And think about it, it's probably true for you, it's true with me. About 20% of the gigs I do make up 80% of the yearly money. I want you guys to flip through this. I mean, I'm gonna see if I can get it to focus, but like, when I read books, I underline stuff, like I'll hash through. So if you guys like this sort of book summaries, like business book, mindset book summaries, and I can give you my spin on the notes, let me know, because I got pages of this stuff. I can go for days. Leaving this, who is the one person you can call, you can contact, you can DM on Instagram that, depending on your goals, will make everything else easier or unnecessary? Okay, and asking yourself that question forces you to think differently. It forces you to think outside of your normal patterns, because you do the same thing you've always done, you're gonna get the same results. If you're getting great results and you're loving your results, you're on to a winner. If not, ask the question.